So, you want to own a rental property? My name is Garrett Wong, owner of Upper Edge Property Management. Today we're going to be discussing leases, but more specifically, how to set up your leases the proper way in a multifamily dwelling. It's important to know your building and what you can and cannot charge to your tenants in a multifamily building. What am I referring to? Common areas. Let's start with an easy example. Let's say you have a duplex, but it is a side-by-side split exactly down the middle. Each tenant has a front door, a back door, the parking area is split in half at the back of each property, and each tenant in the front has a set of stairs, a sidewalk that goes out to the street, even a fence split down the middle. In this example, there are no common areas. It's almost like having two single-family homes stuck together, separated only by the dividing wall down the center of the property. In this case, because there are no common areas, assuming utilities are split, you can have the tenant pay for heat, hydro, and water. And they would also be responsible to cut their own grass and remove their own snow. For an up and down duplex, however, the front yard might be shared by the tenants, so they wouldn't be responsible for snow or grass cutting because those areas do not exclusively belong to them. Or put another way, their rent doesn't include access to those areas. I think it's easy to see what I refer to with grass and snow, but what about utilities? Perhaps there's a common hallway light, but you only have two hydrometers, one for the upstairs and one for the main floor. A lot of these old duplexes would have a single light in the common hallway wired into the main unit's meter. No big deal, right? Wrong. You knew I was going to say that. You and I might think a single bulb isn't a big deal, but the truth is, if Manitoba Hydro ever heard that the common area light was wired into the main floor tenant's hydro bill, they will automatically put that bill into the landlord's name, regardless of what the lease says. It seems crazy, but it's true. I've seen this countless times. What is your recourse in this specific situation? You would have to include hydro in the main floor unit's lease and pay it yourself, which affects your cash flow, or you can include it in the lease but make sure you increase the rent accordingly. At any rate, I won't go through the many different situations. The lesson here, make sure you examine closely your common areas, what you include in the lease, and make sure you protect yourself and ensure the tenant is only paying for those things allowed in the act. And that will do it for this week. Join us next episode where I'm going to be discussing water bills and the City of Winnipeg.